The Supersports British Championship is now truly an international affair. At Brands Hatch, Australia's Kirk McCarthy took the win. I caught up with him before the green light at Donington. The Honda looked very, very good at Brands Hatch. Is that going to translate to the rest of the tracks as we go on through the season?
Yeah, I hope so. So far, where we've tested, it's been really good. I mean, the bike's working really good. It's good fun to ride. I'm really happy with it at the moment. It seems to have enough speed at the moment. I don't know how it'll go against some of the other brands here at Donington, because the straight's a little bit longer than brands on the short circuit there. But yeah, I think it's good. The tyres are working good. The suspension's good. Yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Are you happy with the way that the rules are now with the 748 Ducatis in, like the World Series? I mean, it's they obviously look quite quick, the twin-cylinder bikes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of a problem. I mean, the Ducati works really good. It's got an extra 150cc, so that's going to help out. And it is a like full-on race bike, basically. It's based off its bigger brother, so I think it's going to be a problem at some of the tracks, definitely. It would have been nice if it wasn't allowed in for the rules, but it's probably better for the championship to have it the same as the World Championship, so we'll just have to put up with it.
Well, the British guys have got to put up with the Australians because they're here en masse. Kirk McCarthy's on pole, Dean Thomas in second place. Then it's the Scotsman Jim Moody in third, with Chris Vermeulen, another Australian, the youngster, 17 years old. He is really going places. On row 2, Glenn Richards, Vermeulen's teammate. Scott Smart, Werner Damon, that is a Belgian, and then Howard Whitby. What a lineup. It's going to be a cracker. And here's another one on the grid.
Well, the Supersport racing looks like it's going to be fantastic. If it's anything to go by qualifying, you're going to see some really close racing here today. Looks like it could be a battle between the Scots and the Australians here on the front line. Jim Moody, have you got a quick word for us? Have you done any changes to the bike since Brands?
Not a lot. We've not a lot of changes from yesterday on the bike because I've suffered from a little bit of front wheel chatter. And unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to try it this morning because of the wet conditions, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be okay.
A Scott out there amongst the Australians, go for it.
Yeah, okay.
Good luck. Moving on here to Dean Thomas. We're going to have a quick word. Dean, do you feel you've got any advantage out there on a 750 Ducati?
Not at this stage, no. I mean, at Brands Hatch, I felt like I had a bit of an advantage, but this weekend, no. I mean, the Hondas are going quite well, and it's a pretty, as you can tell by qualifying, our times were exactly the same. So I don't know. We're just going to take the race as it comes, and hope I end up on top.
Good luck. Well, of course, the man on pole position, the man at the top of the table is Kirk McCarthy. Kirk, some very, very close racing here today. There is nothing in it, is there, from qualifying?
No, not at all. It's really tight. I think there's only a couple of hundredths in it in qualifying, so hopefully it's not going to be that close in the race, but I'm sure it'll be a good one.
Have you made many changes to your bike since Brands Hatch?
Not really. No, it's pretty much the same. Just a little bit on the suspension, but the rest of it's pretty much the same.
And the sun has come out for you here. It's going to be a good one. Good luck.
Yes, the weather has improved tremendously from the freezing wet conditions of first thing this morning. The sun is out and the racing is going to be hot. 19 laps then, 47.5 miles, and they're under orders already, and can it be converted from pole? McCarthy, the race one winner at Brands Hatch, gets a flying start with bike number 16. Down to Redgate then, the charge is on, into Redgate, it's Moody in the middle of the pack, but McCarthy, the Australian, that gets across Vermeulen.
Yeah, the young 17-year-old there just slipping in second. That was a good move from him as well on the first lap, with Moody just tucking in, then Thomas.
On to Hollywood then, down towards Grainer Curves now, it is, yes, number 16, Kirk McCarthy, the Australian, from the Australian, Chris Vermeulen, who is a protege, I believe, of Barry Sheen, no less. Down at the old hairpin, Jim Moody is in third place on 21 minutes. Dean Thomas on bike number 6. The first of the Ducatis, of course. V-twin 750s are allowed in the series this year. And it is a British Championship race, but it's two Australians that lead. And Vermeulen looks like a young man that's right up for it at McLean's.
He does indeed. He's just pushing him everywhere. He's looking for a way past really early. Actually, at 19 laps as well, it's a very long race, so I think the tyres are going to come into it. So it'd be interesting maybe to see the young Vermeulen pushing a bit hard now, whereas maybe Kirk McCarthy, Moody, Thomas just maybe smooth it out a bit, try and make the tyres last.
Brands Hatch was only a mile and a half round. This is about 2.5 miles round. We'll see whether the Ducati's got a little longer legs. Of course, it's a 750 compared with the 600cc 4s, and I speed up my commentary because it's all beginning to happen at the S's. This is only lap 1, I remind you. Yellow flags being made ready, I saw there, and the marshals might well be on their toes because this is going to be frantic when we get to Melbourne. Oh, it's already frantic. Down has gone number 18, John Dieterman, so he is out. I'm just trying to pick up who else is there. 17's there. Tim Poole from Northwich is there as well, and there's a Kawasaki 31. one, that's Douglas Cowie.
And that is carnage at the S's. They're going to have to stop it if these guys are just going to lie here.
Well, you've got a little way around Donington, of course, 2.5 miles compared with the 1.5 mile Browns Indy circuit that we saw last week. But the marshalling here is superb at Donington Park. The race safe marshals looking after everything as they do around the country. Number 2 leads though, Chris Vermeulen. Where is McCarthy? McCarthy has gone backwards. Where is McCarthy? So Vermeulen leads from Moody now. So Vermeulen on the Sanyo Honda is out there in front. Well, that's a bit of a shock from the Castrol Honda man, Jim Moody, but Jim Moody will only be pacing himself. He's a veteran, of course.
That's right, and there's a long way to go. Moody, oh no, he was sizing up there.
Pace car is out there, James, so we wait for the pace car to pick the boys up from behind. They'll stay under a green at the moment, but they will be behind the pace car. That'll slow everything down so that they manage to clear the debris. And you can see they're a very white-faced young man indeed. And fortunately got his wind back now. He wouldn't be walking. The marshals wouldn't allow him, the medics wouldn't allow him to walk unless, of course, it was absolutely safe for him to do so. So possibly just winded. Now oil out as well, James. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, it is. But as you say, there's excellent marshals here, so I'm sure it's going to be out the way. The dust is going to be down. It's just literally, it's a shame to break the pace of the race at this point. But, you know, well, at this rate, they're still racing anyway.
Oh, Whitby! Howard Whitby! Well, Howard Whitby, there is no man I know that's harder on the brakes. Well, there's no man harder on the brakes, and that's what happened when you are too hard on the brakes. Whitby then, well, bit of a resistance animal, isn't he?
It's on fire.
Oh, that looks like 9. That's Stuart Wickens. Yeah, Stuart Wickens on a B&H racing bike, so...
That was, you actually saw that, when just in the corner of the picture, you could see that on fire as it came down.
It's the slowest lap then. The Super Sports are likely to travel all day behind the pace car. There's Vermeulen go through on number 2. 21, Jim Moody's right with him as they go up towards Coppice. Oh, and look at Glenn Richards. That is Vermeulen's teammate saying that something's coming up from his bike. So Richards has obviously got a face full of something from Vermeulen's bike. And Jim Moody's pointing at it as well. And Dean Thomas is taking a look now too. Chris Vermeulen is in the pit, so a major problem from him. If he's going out again, he will have to start right at the back of the pack, behind the pace car. He's straight out there, no problem with his bike. He's going to think he's... oh, and Kurt McCarthy's been down there as well. So both these boys are going to have to start, the 2 Australians are going to have to start right at the back of the pack when this comes back under green.
Well, that's a nightmare for those two. I mean, they were right at the front, and here they are, like you say, they're going to have to come all the way through the grid, but they're just trying their best now to catch up with the pace car and the guys at the back.
So then, Jim Moody finds himself right at the front. Glenn Richards is behind him on bike number 5. That's Vermeulen's teammate, who indicated of Vermeulen. We're back under a green, so this is a start again. Jim Moody's right on it. More about Vermeulen in a minute. He has got some work to do from the back. The 17-year-old had a bit of a disaster in the Superstocks race, but back into racing at Redgate. Jim Moody, the Glaswegian, who is a real tough character on the Castrol Honda. His teammate, Kurt McCarthy, won round 1 at Brands Hatch. Well, it will be a great day.
You can really see as well, I mean, Jim's got the jump there. He knows that it's a chance now with the restart. He maybe catch him napping, and he's just trying to get his head down and get away.
Glenn Richards on bike number 5 is right behind him. Another Australian on the Sanyo First National Honda. Vermeulen is working his way through. He's already taken a few places at the back of the field. They've only been under starters' orders again for the last, 3 or 4 corners. Moody it is at McLean's. Glenn Richards next up. Then it's Dean Thomas, another Australian, on bike number 6.
And then after that, it's actually the Belgian Yamaha rider, Werber Damon. But these leading 3 are now just starting to pull away a little bit from the pack.
Interesting to see what Dean Thomas can do on the D&E Ducati Racing UK bike, because certainly he looked really, really very fast at Brands Hatch, but we'll see how quick. Yes, that Ducati looks quite quick. It's going to be a case of whether it works. Whoa! Dear me.
Couldn't quite make it, but it certainly looks like that's a strong area for him.
A little bit more commitment possibly next time, and we'll all end up in the sandpit. Up towards the Melbourne Loop now then. 21 is Jim Moody, leading it from 5, Glenn Richards. 6 is indeed Dean Thomas. And then you've got the man you were talking about in a moment there, Werber Damon.
Well, here's Vermeulen. I mean, he's carving his way through, isn't he?
Yeah, 37. That's Danny Beaumont that he's just gone past. And Vermeulen, well, nothing wrong with his motorcycle, apparently, that's for sure. And he came in for a bit of a safety check. It's cost him dearly, but of course safety is paramount in any kind of racing, so watch out for Vermeulen. But remember, Kurt McCarthy started with him right at the back, and already Vermeulen has got the better of the Brands winner by a mile. Maybe Kurt McCarthy's not quite so motivated as a youngster, having had to start at the back there, James.
That's right, but he looks good. He looks, you know, I mean, he's got a little bit on the brakes there, but he looks nice and smooth, and you know, he looks like he's riding well. Here we're trying at the front. Moody's just eking a couple of bike lengths out of them now.
Yeah, and he really looks like he's trying that. Jim Moody there, right on the pace around here. So Moody looking to try and convert his third place qualifying position into a race win if he can. Dean